I'm Deb Mills-Scofield. I am class of 82. A few years ago, Chris Paxson had asked me if I would formalize the mentoring that I do on campus. I'm housed, if you will, in the Nelson Center, but I'm a resource for the whole campus. I was mentored beautifully throughout my time at Brown from some of my professors. And then when I left and went to Bell Labs, I had bosses that made it their jobs to make sure I succeeded and flourished and thrived. So I think a great deal of where I am today is because of the mentors I have. And so that's why I mentor. My role is to teach them what questions to ask themselves. It's not to tell them what to do. They will ask me, what should I do? And then I always say, well, what do you think you should do, and start back. So that I see as really the role as a mentor, is to teach them how to ask the questions they need to be able to start asking themselves for the rest of their life. It's also a way for me to keep learning. So I learn so much from these kids, especially when we start talking curricular paths and opportunities for non-traditional jobs, not the accepted routes. I'm learning stuff about AI, which I did at Brown, but I get to be involved in stuff going on in general AI and reinforced learning, which I think is fascinating. I was doing an independent study this semester, and I will just admit, this is embarrassing, but I had never heard of Epictetus, who apparently, if I'm pronouncing it properly, was a Stoic back in the ages of Plato, Aristotle, Seneca. And my students wanted to read Epictetus in our independent studies, to which I said, oh, well, of course we'll read him. So I'm learning philosophy things I didn't know. And the other thing is, when these students ask me questions, it challenges my orthodoxy as I try to learn what questions to ask them back. So I may think, oh, well, of course they should do this. And well, why do I believe that? Is that still relevant? So it forces me to challenge my own beliefs, which I think is something we all need to do very much of. Right now, with what's going on, so many alum could be involved in helping these students. Being a resource for kids to just talk to. You don't have to do like heavy duty mentoring or something, but getting to know these students, number one, it'll give you a big sense of hope. I think you'll start seeing what abilities they have that maybe you hadn't even thought of for your own firm or your own company. And it's just a great source of joy. So if there's something you can do to help them out, because we've all been in this, we all had to do the networking and stuff when we were their age, that would be really fabulous. There are certain common characteristics, I think, among Brown students in general. First, we tend to be insatiably curious. And we're interested in a lot of different things. And the benefit I see to that is that we look at a lot of different things and start pulling patterns together and how do they relate. And so that helps us create new things, as well as having diverse multiple perspectives of a situation, or as we like to say, wicked problems. I think our Brown education teaches us to ask really, really great questions. And I believe the key to success in life, no matter what it is knowing how to ask great questions, because otherwise, how do you discover what the great answers are? And that ability to inquire is an amazing talent that's very much needed in today's world.